To be honest with you, something I want to do in Overwatch, I want to have like monthly pugs with streamers where we like have like 12 people. And I say 12 for a reason. I say 12 people and we just mix up the teams for like 2 or 3 hours and just have some fun, make some good YouTube content, and then we just go our separate ways, you know? Because I feel like it's been months since I've played realistically with like, I don't know, Jay, CarQ, ML, ML a little bit less because I've seen him a lot in games recently, but Fitzy, Wanted, it's been months since I've seen like most of these people in games. Like I just don't see them, and whenever I see them, they're always on the other team. They're never on my team. You play your friends in Overwatch. Me and the boys used to play all the time, but alas, no longer. Yeah. Actually, that's how I got really into playing Overwatch competitively. So those who don't know, a little backstory. I used to be a professional Rainbow Six Siege player on console for the 1 year that console had a professional league. I was mostly a bench warmer. Basically, the team I was on originally, I just did not get along with their captain. I was like, dude, you're a moron. Like you're just an idiot. So basically, I left / was gonna get removed anyways, but I left. Started a new team with one of my friends. We lived in the same town as him, and we were constantly like 1 game off making it into the pro league, and always something would happen. Like always something would happen. But basically, by about halfway through the year, everyone was starting to use mouse and keyboard, and the league was just falling apart. So we finished our year off. We almost made the invitational. We placed 6th in the invitational and you need to be top 2 to make it. And basically after that, Siege was done. Okay, so we went and played Arc for a year. Played basically, you know, played with dinosaur eggs for a year. That was fun. But I had nothing left to play. Like, I had no spark, no drive. And my friends kind of were getting into this game Overwatch. And I would occasionally hop on and play with it. I hated it. Didn't like the game. And one of our friends was Diamond. And everyone else was like Plat, Gold. I placed 2,300 and eventually ended up falling to 1,700. And so they couldn't play with me anymore because 2 of my friends were now Diamond. They were like, oh, you're too low. Like, we can't play with you. So I got kind of annoyed. Like, I was like low key, like, you know, like I was thought of as like not only by my friend group, but a lot of other people as like one of the best console aimers to ever exist, because we played Siege with no aim assist at all against mouse and keyboard players with no aim assist. So like, you know, think about how that goes. And I was annoyed that I'm thought of as like, you know, shit. So I was like, all right, f this dude, I'll pick this game up. I'll try it seriously. So I picked it up, and that day the Bastion, Ironclad Bastion had come out. So I played Bastion as basically how soldiers played. Like, but basically I was just walking around the map and then setting up his turret. I played Ironclad Bastion for 1 week, and I went from 1,700 to 3K in 1 week. And I was like, oh, this game's easy. So then at that point I stopped trying, right? I was like, oh, easy clap. I just shot up in rank. I was like, whatever. And so Soldier was still heavy meta, and I wanted to play more Kree. So I was like, oh, the Soldier hero is so boring, dude. And so I didn't really like play that much, like played here and there. And eventually, like, I'd go on these little stints, like play for a week, then stop playing for 2 weeks, then play for a week, then stop playing for 2 weeks. And then I got up to like 3,800 or so playing Reaper, and I was the #2 Reaper over buff in the world, actually, PC and console. I was like, oh, this game's all right. You know, I'd love to hit the top rank though at some point, right? Just to hit it. So eventually I kicked it up a notch, started grinding it, hit GM, got like 4K, 4,005, 4,050. I was like, this game's kind of getting hard, and you know, I'm not, you know, it's fun, but like, you know, where do I go with it? And one of my friends, he actually bought me my first PC, because all my friends had pretty much swapped over to PC at this point. They'd come back to play with me on console. They were like, just come join us on PC. So they got me like a $900 PC. Like, people pitched in, you know. I was like, oh, you guys are actually insane. What the f? And so that's how I got my first PC. And I started grinding Siege for a week, realized this ain't happening, and then started playing Overwatch. And that's how I got in my first PC Overwatch. And I was actually, no joke, fluctuating from low masters to low plat That's how much I was fluctuating. But yeah, basically I started grinding Overwatch, and dude, I would hit like 35, 90, and I'd fall to plat, dude. It was insane. Like, because my aim was so bad, but like I understood how to play the game really well. Like, because I still had GM DPS game sense, it just was PC was tougher, and I didn't have my aim, which was I relied on a lot. Because like basically the way I hit GM, this is back like season 5, it's just like was just relying on my aim, you know. So that's how I ended up role swapping. Is after a full season, I was just stuck high diamond, low masters. I couldn't break it, so I swapped to main tank, and I hit GM in a week. Just flew up to GM, and then I was like, okay, let's make sure that wasn't a fluke. So I made another account and hit GM again that season. So I had 2 GM accounts. So then I got one to like 4150, and the other one was stuck like high masters. And then my high masters one went to 4300, and my 4100 account came down to 4K. And then my 40K account went back up to 4300, and I was like, well, maybe I should make sure I'm not actually just like trolling, you know? Because like I was playing Winston, and then Ryan was becoming meta. And then I got GM in like a week on another account, on my Ryan account. I was like, oh shit, like maybe I actually do know how to play this, you know? But low GM is very different from high GM, and I couldn't break through the barrier. I couldn't break through it for like a year. And then eventually, after about a year or so in GOATs, that's when I broke through it and got to like 4400. But this is like seasons later. So, but that's basically how I ended up getting to where I was in Overwatch. At one point, chat, I was unironically a Silver Bastion player. Think about that one. An actual unironic Silver Bastion player on 60 hertz. Even on PC, I was on 60 hertz. I was a 60 hertz Silver Bastion. Think about that one. You know what's funny? You know what's actually funny? A lot of people don't know this, but one of my accounts, if I flip through them, I could probably show you. I have an account that was 3960 or some shit playing DPS only back in like seasons 15 or 16 before roll queue. That's why most people are like, oh, you're plat DPS player. It's like, yeah, no shit. I haven't aimed or done anything in like 2 years. If I actually sat down and really kept grinding for a while, I'd get it. I mean, that's kind of why, you know, that's why now this account here is in Masters now, you know? It's like little by little, I got my aim a little bit back, and I started to understand my game sense again. You know what, chat, you want to go see it? Fine, I'll get it real quick. Can't prove it, so I guess it didn't happen. You know what, I'm probably actually, you know what? The account might be lost to time, but I might still have it on my friends list. It's possible. It's right here. That's it. That's the account.
Hello, Mr. Streamer.
44, 43. There it is. Wait, how about the season before? 3951. I told you it existed. I told y'all. I've had it forever, but I don't know what the account password and shit is for. Okay, you can tell it's me though. I've had it, and I did it in one season, chat. I did it in one season. This is way before all the players are now the widow because it's flat. No, I'm only yelling at you, Ian, because this shit makes me hot. I get mad because I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm not stupid. Show win rate on Widow, 66%. 66. I told y'all, I've had this account for forever. Okay, my Tracer 55. My McCree, 50. Okay, we probably don't talk about that. I did probably cheat and use a little Winston. I had a negative Winston win rate, so it doesn't matter. Hanzo, boom. Ryan, boom. Dude, these are definitely situations where everyone was just screaming, and I was like, okay, we're gonna lose this game, whatever, I'll swap it. All my DPS heroes, all of them, positive win rates. I had Jim in my sights. And then this is when I took a break. I took a break in season 17 and stopped playing because it was like hardcore Orisa meta. So I wasn't really playing that much. And I'd hop on, like, play 2 games in a day and then get off and lose. I told you guys, I actually did play DPS. And even on PC, I was starting to learn it. And you know why I stopped? You know why I stopped right here? Because they announced roll queue. and Roll Q came out, there was never a so if you sit there and you sit in the comment section, you're like, look at this main tank streamer, dude. His DPS, plat, dude. He doesn't know anything about how to play other heroes. Dude, I didn't have to. Dude, this is season 18. We're in season what? What season are we in? 28! So the last time I had to pick up a gun in this game was in season 17. Over 10 seasons ago, 11 seasons ago was the last time I had to pick up the gun. And you know what? I'm still higher peak than you on your main. So fuck you. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the whole story. And basically after that, Siege was done. Okay, so we went and played Ark for a year. Played basically, you know, played with dinosaur eggs for a year. That was fun. I don't know why this came to mind, but back in the day when I used to play Ark, we lived on this iceberg in the top left-hand corner of the original map. And the reason we lived there is because the only place that was safe, because it was Alpha Tribes just killing everybody and they couldn't get us out there. It was too far. And on any resources it took to get there, you'd lose. So penguins spawn, and penguins were used for like food and oil. But penguins gave the most amount of stuff when you beat them with a club. So we found a blueprint for a red club. And so we called them the penguin beaters. So we had a chest full of penguin beaters in which we would just beat penguins with. Wait, I remember PETA protested WoW Ultic because there was a quest to club penguins. What about Ark? Ark, you literally just go around and go. You know, let me see. Okay, this is actually the iceberg we lived on. I'm not kidding. Okay, chat. So we had our base. Okay, every server is different, right? But our base was actually under this, and we had an upper base up here where we had an elevator that went up and down, and this entire island was full of turrets. It was literally 360 degrees of full turrets, and there was nothing anyone could do to get near the island. It was impossible. This is our little base was under here. We had like a little, oh, the best part is we had a little thing over here to breed mutated animals. And so one of my friends would breed the little like Pikachu looking thing that would sit on your shoulder, and he would mutate them so that he could get different colors. And he went on a Ark Facebook page and he would sell them to people for blueprints and shit. And he used to tell me all the time about how many people he almost like scammed because like someone like would really want something like and it was typically like couples, and the girl like would really want this like really cute like, you know, thing. It would like, whether it was like look like a Pikachu or it was pink, it was purple, whatever it is. And like he would ask like a crazy price, and like the guy would be like, no, I'm not paying that. That ain't happening. And he's like, okay. And then like she would get pissed and be like, no, like you're gonna pay it. And like we would get the items. So we got all these crazy ass blueprints and shit because he was breeding them. But the reason this spot was so special was because they were floating in a puddle technically. So because they were floating in a puddle, they would use less resources. So it would take forever for them to need to be fed again. So once they got to like an hour old, we didn't have to feed them again their whole life. And it was so great. All right, you guys want to see some penguins get clubbed? No, no, stop. That's not clubbing. You monster, that's not clubbing. So basically, you would club them and you would get a ton of stuff off of them. And so that's look at all the organic polymer. So like that polymer was used to build like guns and stuff. So the penguins were like really useful. So you used to beat them with the claw. But yeah, that was basically, that's what I did for a year, basically.